Okay, this is how it's gonna be. I can see. Okay, we're good.
That's how it's gonna be.
All right. Hello.
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 Hello. Our t-shirts are different.
A little bit.
They're different.
I think. I don't know.
I like yours better.
I like yours.
Thanks.
Well, I am with Ohan.
Right, clearly.
And I have been in New York because it's been my birthday. I'm 25.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been great.
I'm glad because I have host stress where I'm like, oh my god, what if Spencer's not having a good time? And this is like the #1 regret of their life. But seemingly they're having a good time. So.
I'm pretty happy. Good. It was a good time.
Good.
This is actually my last day here. I leave at 7 and it's 1:30. So
shit.
Yeah.
So we have to get this video done.
But we are talking about financing our transition or financing transitions of things or financing and transition.
Yeah, I mean, obviously financing your transition is dependent on so many things, like your location, what healthcare is available to you, like what state you're in, what country you're in. Like, this is all going to vary based on the safety net of your country,
right,
and what you have access to. So it's impossible to just speak generally about, like, this is how you finance your transition, because, like...
and everyone's financial situation is as unique to them as everyone's transition.
Right,
so...
exactly. Maybe you don't even want to be on hormones, and you don't want surgery, and therefore financing your transition is just, like, not a thing.
Yeah.
And that's great. But if you do want those things tend to be expensive, and there are ways that you can navigate the system in order for it to serve you in the ways that you need. It's just, you need to figure that out, and it's really hard to figure that out because nobody wants to give you money. So it's hard to figure it out.
Yeah, when it comes to, I guess what I would suggest when it comes to trying to figure out how to even begin financing your transition is to make a list of the things that you would actually like that requires money. Like, for me, I wanted testosterone, I wanted, like, my legal paperwork changed, I wanted top surgery, I want a hysterectomy and bilateral salpingo oophorectomy. Like, those are the pressing things that I would like with my transition.
Right.
So I looked at this list, and it's a daunting list with like thousands of dollars. So I would pick the one that would give me the most immediate relief and is the most obtainable.
Right.
So for me, the first was testosterone.
Right.
If you live in Atlanta, there's informed consent clinics, so you completely can erase the whole having to see a gender therapist cost out of there. Informed consent in Atlanta is $50 for the blood work, $25 for the actual appointment, and then you come back in a week and you get your prescription, and if you don't have insurance, testosterone runs for $100 and something. GoodRx.com can get you for $45 for a 6-month supply, and then from there you get, you know, they ask you to come back every 3 months, which is $50 every 3 months. However, you have a 6-month supply, so you can budget and come every 6. So, like, testosterone without insurance and informed consent can cost roughly $300, which for me was obtainable, and that was like where my sights were set. So I focused all my energy on starting the process of testosterone, and that's what I did. When it comes to other things, like for me, the next step was legal, which I was able to do, and then it was top surgery. I just kind of looked out into my community and see where I can, you know, get some extra funds. What I'm doing now is I'm being sponsored by a clothing company known Flavntstreetwear. 15% of the proceeds that they make go to me for my top surgery, so that's awesome. This is one of their shirts.
Two of their shirts.
Shirts.
But actually one of them, because it's the same thing.
Yeah, and Chris and Courtney are great, and that's another way that I'm saving money for top surgery. Also just setting up for me, knowing that, okay, I need all this amount of money to live off of. What does that leave in my paycheck? And that includes, like, not buying, like, shoes or clothes or whatever, like, new things. Like, obviously, if it's immediate stuff, but, like, wants. And then I would just, like, see what that amount of money is, and then just keep saving it, keep putting it aside. And whenever I was like, I really want these new Jordans, or I really want these things, I just think, well, I really want top surgery, but more. So that's how I go about, like, I guess, financing my transition, because unfortunately my insurance doesn't cover top surgery, but it did cover some testosterone stuff, so I'm grateful for that. But I think the best thing to do is to make a list, figure out what it is that you want to save for, and figure out what's the most obtainable and most emergent thing that you need.
Yeah. I'm glad that you know so many specific things about Atlanta and getting testosterone, because, like, I do not have that kind of number knowledge about New York, but I also think that, like, my process was kind of weird. But it's the same here, like, about $100 for testosterone if you don't have insurance.
Yeah.
I didn't think my insurance covered it, so the first time I bought it out of pocket, and then I realized, oh, actually my insurance does cover this.
Yeah,
so
same with me.
But the issue with that is, like, okay, here's the stupid part, is that, like, insurance, while it's helpful, also isn't always helpful. Like, if I pay for needles and syringes up front, I can get a 3-month supply of needles and syringes. If I go through my insurance and pay, like, 80 cents per syringe and 30 cents per needle or whatever, I can only get 4 at a time, which means that every fucking month I have to go back to the pharmacy and get my needles and syringes through my insurance, but, like, I have to show up and do that. So I literally only get 4 needles and 4 syringes at a time. Every month I'm at the pharmacy, like, I need more needles, I need more syringes. It drives me...
Yeah, I get them for my job.
Right. My job doesn't have needles and syringes. Actually, I mean, I'm sure people do drugs, but, like...
That's not for here.
It's not for here, yeah. So it's not that it doesn't make it makes it cheaper to go through insurance, but it certainly doesn't make it convenient or easier.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but also I'm glad and grateful I have insurance. Yeah, I mean, as far as financing things like top surgery, like big expenses, like just giant expenses, to me anyway, it's all relative. Maybe people don't think $10,000 is a lot of money. I think $10,000 is a lot of money. But yeah, I mean, as a trans person, like, we have to set certain priorities that a lot of cis people don't necessarily have to set, and it makes me really sad a lot of the time. Like, I wish I could be saving money for a house. That's what I would really like to be saving money for, which is like a life thing. But instead I'm saving money to, like, change my body in some way, which sucks, especially when it's a way that you think it should already be. So it's like, well, but there's nothing I can do except work really hard, and that's the thing. I feel like when you talk, we were talking about this earlier when we were eating breakfast and drinking tea and coffee, where it's like, whenever you talk about financing surgery or financing a transition, you're always, like, my brain automatically thinks privilege, 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 privilege. I hear it, like, echoing in the chambers of my mind. It's just like, privilege, privilege, privilege. And it's true. You have to talk about privilege. You have to do it. And it's like, I was telling Spencer, like, I'm privileged in a way that's, like, my parents supported me getting an education and supported me while I was getting an education. But after that, like, now I have this education, and I really just use my privilege as a springboard to, like, put myself in a position where I could save money. So I use my privilege to my advantage, which is, I mean,
what everyone does.
What people do, but also, like, not everybody uses their privilege to their advantage. People don't do shit with their privilege. People don't even understand that they have privilege, so, like, we could start there. But I just want to be really clear that, like, I made an appointment with Garamoni to get my surgery. I couldn't afford it. I ended up getting a new job with insurance in the state of New York, and I was like, great, I'll just use my insurance to find a top surgeon in the state of New York, and all will be well. All was far from well. I had just a super not predictable, horrible situation. So now I'm gonna go back to Garamoni, but really, I was able to save money because I worked my life away, sacrifice relationships with people, sacrifice making sacrifices in the way I live, like, whether it's, like, buying food, like, food shopping, or going out. Like, I don't go out. I buy as little of things as possible that I need. Like, my room is just as minimally furnished as possible. Like, I have the cheapest mattress I can possibly buy. I'm not trying to say, like, my life is so hard and it's so difficult, but, like, I'm just very mindful of my overarching priorities, and I adjust my way of life in order to reach those goals. And yeah, I do have privilege, and that's part of the equation of what enabled me to be where I am with financing my transition. But it was also hard work, and it was also sacrifice, and it was also basically just like working my fucking ass off. That's
Yeah.
like privilege and working my ass off. And I'm able to work my ass off because I had privilege to put me in this position. It's all related. But I don't, I worry. I worry that as soon as you're like, oh, I'm going to Garamoni, people are like, oh, like, well.
You can afford $6,500.
You can afford this money.
So it must be good to be you. And
Right,
it's like,
exactly. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, I can afford this, but because I just denied myself a lot of, like, nice parts of life.
Yeah, like,
so,
I mean,
and, like, human interaction and stuff like that.
I mean, I'm, like, in, you know, the same position as you. Like,
Yeah.
I have a twin brother right now who,
Right.
you know, he's blessed to have people that support him as he goes through grad school, and he's about to graduate grad school in 3 days, and then he's gonna make $75K, and my older brother makes $70K, and, like, I'm, like, in this position, like, I have the education that I have, and I have a job that I'm grateful enough to allow me to do things like fly to New York for my birthday, and go to PTHC and whatever, but, like, there's a lot that I sacrifice, and there's a lot of stability that I don't have because I am trying to get top surgery and my insurance doesn't cover it. You know, it's not just a matter of, because I'm going to, you know, Raphael and Plano, Texas, and it costs $6,000, that, oh, you know, because it's, like, on my radar and it's obtainable,
Right.
doesn't mean that it doesn't come without a huge amount of sacrifice and a lot of hard work and a lot of toiling and trial and tribulation
And time,
error,
like,
and
this shit, saving money takes time.
yeah, like, my brother at 27 owns a house, and me at 25 is about to completely deplete my entire savings.
Yeah, basically all the money I have is about to go towards this one thing.
Yeah.
That, in theory, like, ideally would have been done already, but it's not.
Right, yeah.
So,
you know, financing anything that's more than $1,000, in my opinion, is a daunting task.
Yeah. But it is possible, given certain limitations and certain time windows, and everyone has different privileges to work with.
Yeah, and I believe that if you put your mind to it and, like, figure out what you can do and reach out and see what's available to you when it comes to assistance and what have you.
I know there are scholarships. I don't know how they work, per se.
Yeah, there's surgery scholarships. I mean, Flaunt Streetwear isn't the only people that do, you know, partnerships. There's other places that do that. Crowdfunding is a huge thing within the trans community, or just the LGBT community in general. I know in Atlanta, there's certain bars that will, like, sponsor a fundraising night for you, and you put together, like, a drag show or whatever it is that you want to put together to bring the people in. There's things at your disposal that you can, you know, try to see and try to do and try to make it work for you. You know, you have these options, and you have your own personal, like, goals and your own personal, like, job and everything, so figure out what works for you and try to get that, because it's obtainable. I believe in all of you.
I believe in all of you, too.
It's obtainable.
At whatever step of the ladder you are on.
Yeah. Just go for it. Go get it.
Yeah. Be patient and kind to yourself. Find ways to distract yourself in the meantime while you're waiting. Surround yourself with good people, because if you're going to have to wait a long time, might as well be with cool people. And, yeah. That's it.
That's it.
That's all we have.
All we have.
Okay. We'll see you next time.
Until then.